Now, at the start of the year, a Conservative victory in the upcoming federal election looked odds on a sure thing. But that has changed in the past several weeks. A week into this election campaign, we are now learning of cracks inside the Conservative war machine about the strategy being used to win over voters. CBC's Alexander Silberman is joining us now from Ottawa with the latest details on this developing story. So, Alex, what have your colleagues in the Parliamentary Bureau been hearing about what's going on inside the Conservative Party?
Well, Natasha, our colleagues are reporting that veteran Conservative strategists, both inside and outside the party, believe it needs a hard reset. More than half a dozen sources told CBC News that the campaign is dysfunctional and highly disorganized, with one source describing the state of affairs within the party as a civil war. CBC News is reporting that a big issue within the party at this point in time, those internal sources are saying, is whether or not Poilievre will pivot his campaign to address the Trump issue. They say there's no evidence of a master plan within the party for this campaign, and people are simply left to figure things out on their own. Many people within the campaign pointing the finger to Jenny Byrne, the Conservative Party's chief strategist for this campaign, saying a concern within the campaign is too much centralized power and no willingness to pivot and adapt and listen to outside sources on how to move forward. Sources within the party say they're not inclined to listen to others, consider other ideas, and responsible for aggressive treatment of staff working within the party, creating an uncomfortable working environment. Those issues started to emerge publicly earlier this week, within that first week of the campaign, when we heard veteran Conservative strategist Corey Teneycke start to raise those concerns publicly, warning that the campaign was on course towards a disaster, is how he put it. Calling out the campaign, arguing they're not properly addressing concerns about Trump, which is shaping up to be the ballot question in this election. CBC News did reach out to the Conservative campaign about the issues raised in this story, and a spokesperson declined to comment.
All right, let's talk about the timing of why the story is coming out now, why people are speaking up now.
Well, Natasha, we're a week into this campaign. It's a short election period, and polling numbers heading into this campaign, if you look back, showed a very comfortable lead for the Conservative Party. 6 months ago, they were up 20 points heading into this election, but that's been completely erased. That comfortable lead evaporated. Many people working within that party expecting that they were on track for the Conservatives to win this election and form government. A lot of anticipation that would be the result coming out of this. But now it's a different fight. There's the wild card factor of Mark Carney, the wild card factor of U.S. President Donald Trump, and that trade war. So that's changing things. And that infighting that might have been kept within the party at the start of this campaign is spilling out. The CBC poll tracker now shows that the Liberals are projected to form government as that lead has been erased and the campaign has shifted. So at a campaign stop in Winnipeg earlier today, Poilievre was asked if he plans to change his strategy, change his approach to address the trade war. Take a listen to what he had to say.
The things that I'm calling for here, these are the things that we've been saying for the last 10 years. If you want to question who's actually going to do these things, well, you have to vote for the ones who always stood for it. Because the only way to get Conservative policies is to vote Conservative. The Liberals will say whatever they have to say to win, but they'll go right back to their radical policies. They have the same Liberal ministers, the same Liberal MPs, the same Liberal strategists, and the same Liberal agenda, no matter what they tell you. The only difference is they have a weaker and more compromised leader.
So, Natasha, we'll really have to watch and see if the party changes its messaging and pivots in the coming days, and see if Pierre Poilievre talks more about Trump. This is a short campaign, so the window is incredibly tight here to convince Canadians to change their support.
CBC's Alexander Silberman in Ottawa. Thank you so much.